So how are you coming into this in terms of your experience with Batman? Were you a comic book fan as a kid, the films?
Yeah.
Were you a different comic book superhero guy? I was a Spider-Man guy. I don't know what your background is.
I watched the old Adam West show in the afternoons with my brother, the old campy, Biff Paddle Bang show. And I read some comics growing up, but I wasn't an aficionado really. But I did get to voice Bruce Batman for Batman Year One, the animated movie. So I, have kind of been around some of it, and then I just asked Jeff Johns, who runs DC, to send me a bunch of material on the subject. So he sent me a bunch of things like, I already had Year One, but like Long Halloween and Dark Justice and things like that. And I just had I got to read some of it, but then we went to lunch, and he's like, look, there just isn't a lot on this chapter of Jim's life, and what there is, we're kind of taking liberties with it because we're putting Jim and Bruce together at a very young age, and that's the central conceit of the show. If you believe in that, then everything else kind of follows from it. He said, look, we cast you for a reason. Go out and do your job. And
cool.
That's what I've been doing.
All right, great, man. And this is, Fox has such high expectations for the show. I drove 10 minutes to get here. I passed 3 billboards of your face.
Yeah, sorry.
And now another show you did on Fox, the OC, didn't have high expectations or wasn't as touted and became a huge smash.
Yes.
So now you're kind of coming into it with
huge expectations.
Yes.
So
what's that like?
In that formula, be a huge disaster.
Oh, yeah.
That's like no one will watch it.
It's a guarantee at this point.
I turned to Bruno the other day on set and I said, what if nobody watches it? Wouldn't that be hilarious if just nobody watched it?
I don't think that'll
He
happen.
laughed somewhat, but not as deeply as I did. I tend to have a healthy sense of irony, sarcasm, so. Yeah.
Right.
I think the promotion has been amazing, and obviously Fox is really good at it. At the end of the day, the show lives or dies based on if people like it or not.
Yeah.
That's the great thing about television, is you can't, unlike a movie where you can kind of trick people into opening weekend with a marketing campaign. In the end of the day, if people like the show, they'll keep watching it. If they don't, they won't. I'm really proud of it. I think it's going to work and work really well because I think the episodes we're making are really good.
Okay.
But we will find out soon.
Okay, cool. Now, you had a good run on Southland. You also played a cop. Is there anything that draws you to these roles, the idea of being, the profession itself, or is it just coincidence, 2 good roles?
Well, you're only going to play a cop, a lawyer, or a doctor, so you've got to choose out of the 3. I had a good time on Southland and learned a lot, and, this was more of an opportunity to work with Bruno Heller, who we did a pilot last year, and that experience. It was more of an opportunity of I know who the writer is, I like the writer, the world is huge, the character's iconic, so all of those were really the draws. I mean, playing a cop is great, but I've done it before. It's more just the other stuff.